everyone. Today we are going to study about a very interesting topic, and let us say the topic is machine. Now, why do you think we should learn about machines? Now, for one particular day, can you imagine like your mother has to make food and the grinder is not working, or the refrigerator is not working, or she has to cut the vegetables, the knife is not there, or if you have to cut a cloth, the scissor isn't available. You have to go to school, the bicycle tire is punctured, the cycle is not there, you have to walk all the way. So for our life, we have made it convenient, we have made it easy and comfortable thanks to the machines. So we are going to learn machines in details today. Okay. Now the first we say a machine is a force multiplier. Now what do you mean by a force multiplier? Now for example, your car in which suppose you are going for a short vacation, in that car the tire all of a sudden has punctured, right? One of the tires is punctured. So what will you do? You have to lift the car up with the help of a car jack, right? And you have to replace that dysfunctional tire. So is it possible for me to lift the lift the car up humanly? Is it possible? No. So I use a machine that is called a car jack, and with that it is very easy to lift it up, right? So with a small effort, I am trying to lift up a heavy load. Or for example, let us say on your way there is a big rock, right? You are going for a trek and on the way there is a big rock. What do? You take a long rod, and with the help of a small effort, I will lift the rock, or I will replace the rock to another place, right? Otherwise, without this lever or without this rod, it would have been tremendously difficult. But thanks to this, it is acting as a simple machine, which is why with a small effort, I can lift a big load, right? So I can say a machine is a force multiplier, where with a small effort, I can overcome a big load. Okay. The second is a speed multiplier. Now what do you mean by a speed multiplier? Now in your bicycle, you have noticed that when you are pedaling a bicycle, one round with your pedaling, the wheel is probably running 4 times. With one round of your pedal, the wheel is running 4 times or 8 times according to the gear that you have, right? So here what is happening? With the effort, you are kind of multiplying the speed, and the bicycle is moving faster. Or for example, a scissor. You are applying effort in such a way that the machine, that is my scissor, is working faster, and with a great speed it is cutting the cloth, right? The third one is changing the direction of the force or effort. For example, if you have to lift a bucket of water from the well, have you seen a well in the villages? They are the wells. So it is so difficult to pull that heavy bucket of water out of the well. So what do I do instead? I use a pulley. With the help of a pulley, what do? I apply the effort in a desired direction, right? Or at a convenient point, I apply the effort, and the bucket, it is easy for me to lift it up, even though it is filled with water. You can see that, in the cranes also, they are using it for the construction work. Huge, big pulleys they are using to lift, massive amount of concrete load. Okay, so these are the 3 basic things for which a machine is used. You have to remember: force multiplier, speed multiplier, and change the direction of the effort in a desired direction. Alright, now the next part that we will come across is, whenever I am talking of machine, there will be a load, there will be an effort. Load is the force that I have to overcome, and the effort is the force that I am giving to overcome the load, right? So, and what is the advantage of using the machine? That we will call it as mechanical advantage, right? So mechanical advantage, we call in abbreviation we write as MA. Mechanical advantage is therefore the ratio of the load by effort. Okay, so mechanical advantage is load by effort. Now in the first case, if you remember where I am saying force multiplier, what is happening? Effort was less and load was more, right? So what will be therefore the value of mechanical advantage? More than 1. So if mechanical advantage is more than 1, then the machine is a force multiplier. Alright. In the second case, if the mechanical advantage is less than 1, then as in the case of a bicycle or a scissor, here it will be speed multiplier. And if mechanical advantage is equal to 1, that means load is equal to effort. Okay. In such a case, it is the case of a pulley where you are applying force in a desired direction. That means the amount of load and the amount of effort is the same. Only that you are able to apply it in a desired direction, and that is helping you to do the work. Okay, these 3 things are very important. So when MA is more than 1, it is force multiplier. When it is less than 1, speed multiplier. And when it is equal to 1, that is applying force at a desired direction or in a convenient point. Alright. Now next, another factor that you have to learn is the velocity ratio. Now what is velocity ratio? Velocity ratio is the velocity of effort by velocity of load. Remember what was mechanical advantage? It was load by effort, and this is just the opposite. Velocity of effort by velocity of load. Alright, now what is velocity? We know, we can say the displacement by time is velocity. So here I will write displacement of effort, okay, by time by velocity of load is displacement of the load by time t. So if I cancel this t out, then what does it become? dE by dl, or I can say displacement of the effort by displacement of the effort by the displacement of the load. Okay, so this one derivation is also important that you have to learn in machines. And there are 3 things: mechanical advantage, velocity ratio, and efficiency. Efficiency I am going to do. So just remember, mechanical advantage is load by effort, and velocity ratio is velocity of effort by velocity of load, just the opposite. Or you can write displacement of the effort by displacement of the load. Okay, the last one is the efficiency. Now, what do you mean by efficiency? That means how efficient my machine is. Okay, now here efficiency is output by input. Now, what do you mean by output? Output is the work done by the machine. Okay, is the work done by the machine, and efficiency is work done on the machine. Whatever effort you are giving on the machine, that is your input. Okay, efficiency is usually, in a percentage, so it is always into 100%. Now, can you tell me whether a machine can be 100% efficient? It is really not possible, because some of the input energy is wasted as friction or some of it is wasted as heat energy. So usually output is slightly less or less than the input, right? So it is in a case of an ideal machine only the efficiency will be 100%. Otherwise in actual machine efficiency will be less. Now what is the correlation between efficiency, mechanical advantage and velocity ratio? We will do that in the next class.